Hello, hello. We are back with Wine with Raquel, and I have Kory Heatherington with Select Event Group with me right now. And Kory has a rich background, but I'm going to sum it up with saying that she is the head buyer at Select Event Group. Is that the correct?
Well, not necessarily. I do a lot of the buying. Mainly, I am the senior designer.
And that was the other part I said, the senior designer. So when you want to plan a fabulous reception, Kory might be one of the ladies that you meet with. And I have worked with Kory for numerous amount of years. And whenever I need to bring that reception to the next level, you are always my first call. And we've planned so many great parties together. So you are actually one of our sponsors and featured panelists at the Wedding Savvy Summit. And you have such a rich history in the event industry. And I mean, I've only gotten to know you in these last few years planning events. But let's start with how did you even get into this industry? How did you get where you are today?
Well, it takes us back a few years. I won't go further than 30 years.
You mean 15 then?
I got into this industry through the tablecloth rental business.
Right.
I did a little bit of work in New York. Actually, my mother started a business accidentally, probably 45 years ago. And I introduced a tablecloth line in the Washington, D.C. area and started pretty much the first decorative tablecloth rental company. And I got in not knowing the industry at all and was very lucky and hooked up with some fabulous people around D.C. It snowballed and it was an exciting time. And I had the company for 28 years.
And what was the name of your company again?
Party Cloths.
Party Cloths? I'm sure there's some people out there that remember that.
We were based out of Bethesda, Silver Spring, and Reisterstown. And it was absolutely fabulous. We did everything with fabric. Anything that you needed to manufacture in-house for an event, whether it was a napkin, a slip cover for a chair, or a matching tent cover.
So what made you get away from your business?
Well, Select Event Group approached me about 10 years ago. And
10 years has already been.
Yes, it has. It goes very fast. And a lot has happened since. But
it certainly has. Exciting changes.
Yes, Select was interested in purchasing my company, and they did so. And they bought Party Cloths. After that, I took a little break and did some more tablecloth selling for other companies, and then I hooked up with some dear friends in a Decor production company.
Yes.
And that was
remind me the names.
That was Capital Decor.
What was that?
Kelly and Patrick.
They were
dear friends.
Hi, Kelly and Patrick. I hope you're watching.
You will sooner or later. But they were so talented.
They really were.
And I had done some interior design work previously, so that really combined my expertise from fabrics and design, and I got to decorate parties, which was so much fun and much better than homes because it's like a 4-hour window and you can go crazy with clients and it's over with. So I did weddings and corporate work on events, and I did that for about 5 years with Kelly and Patrick, and then I had an opportunity to come back to Select with a great position there, and I've been there going on 5 years now.
Wow. So you kind of always had a passion for beautiful linens and kind of bringing new things to the market that people would enjoy, right, on tabletops for parties. And then Capital Decor was just kind of a natural extension of your ability to not only dress tables, but the entire event, right?
Exactly.
And then Select approached you to purchase their linens as well as design events. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, originally I was brought in to oversee their linen department and do all the buying for them, which was a natural for me.
Right.
And I love fabrics. And that extends into pipe and drape.
Oh, I know you have the best. She has the best taste. She's always sending me new little snippets of things that you added to the Select Event Group's inventory, and it's always fabulous.
Well, it really has, the fabric selections have really improved, and the quality of the fabrics over the years. And I guess that's the advantage I have, is because I can look back 30 years and see where we've been, where we started.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun for me. But so I started out overseeing and doing all the buying for the linens, and now I've expanded into the china, glassware, tabletop accessories.
A lot of expression nowadays in the
Absolutely.
tabletop glassware.
That's
It's
caught up
really
with the
big.
linens.
Yeah, it really has. It really has.
So it's almost like when you're doing a wedding, you're setting a table for like you're doing it at home. You have those options of upgraded china, decorated china, crystal glass, and such.
So that's a great segue. I feel that people are mystified with the whole term decor. I don't think that people understand what that means, although on the internet and Pinterest, there's all of these different kind of touches that maybe don't fall under linens and china and flatware. It might be props, bars, furniture, and they don't really understand how it all comes together. And I think that Select the Bedroom, that's kind of what you do for a client, right?
We can take it to the next step.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and you're right. I mean, the selections of china and glassware and linens have come a long way and make a huge statement. And you can stop there. Depending on your budget and your venue, you might want to add pipe and drape. Something, if you have color.
Pipe and drape, just explain that a little more.
That would be, many times it's in a tent, many times it's in a ballroom or a room that you want to conceal. And it is just putting decorative drapery around the room or on certain walls. As a backdrop, or many times an entire ballroom. If you have a color scheme going on, we put that in there. It blocks out everything and gives you like a canvas to work
And let me
from.
tell you what, as a wedding planner, pipe and drape, there's different levels of quality.
There are.
There really
Yes,
are.
because the old pipe and drape was for conventions, and the fabric isn't necessarily always great. So a lot goes into it. Of course, we are more detail oriented, where we really pick out the best fabrics, what will hang well, which will, the right colors, so, and if they're the right length, and they're installed, it depends on how they're installed. The trick is to make drape, or anything for that matter, that you bring into a room, to make it look like it was always there. That's how I look at it.
Yes, I agree.
Instead of, someone just put up this wall or this piece of drape to cover that door. You want it to look like it was always there.
Well, now, and how would you do that in a facility? Obviously, people know in a ballroom it doesn't always look there. So how do you go about making that kind of come across?
The product and the installation is very important. But getting back to the original question of levels of decor, you can bring in just specialty bars. You can bring in specialty tables, and for instance, a very popular look is the farm
Tables,
table look.
Right.
More casual. You don't have to do all your tables farm tables. You can mix them with linens. So the little props like that can make a difference.
So do you feel that people maybe are intimidated by decor, and maybe they just are fine with selecting linens from the reception site? Is it something that just anyone can do? Do you need to have a wedding planner or a specialist to help you get to that next level?
Well, I'm talking to a woman.
Well, I mean, definitely.
Is this a trick question?
No, it's not. And I was going to say is that I definitely work with clients, and that's what we specialize in, partnering with vendors like you to help get our clients to the next level. But also just in general, can a regular old wedding, can they do more than just red linens on a table?
Sure. I don't think that possibly they're intimidated. They just don't know how to go about it. And what I love, about Select is that we've set up these large showrooms, these studios where you can walk in and you can see all the different elements and all the levels. And our producers, our sales staff there, can help a bride take those steps, help the bride with a planner. We encourage planners, we work with planners all the time. But it can be something that a bride that is not having a planner come in, and we can help them through that process.
And then, so as far as kind of decor and they're looking for, maybe they have an idea that they want a romantic wedding.
Mhm.
Do they need to know, I want this flatware, I want this linen, and I want this couch? Or how do you help people express themselves?
Good question, and not an easy answer. Of course,
But I know
with
that you're just so good at
Pinterest.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, well, with Pinterest, it does give brides lots of options. A lot of brides can't visualize, don't know what they want, and so they search and they find a certain style. I can't tell you if it's easier when a bride comes in and knows what she wants or when she doesn't know what she wants.
Always easier when she doesn't know what she wants.
But I would encourage brides to certainly look around for a style or a color. What's new, what's trendy helps, but it shouldn't dictate what the bride wants.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell the brides, what kind of feeling, what kind of wedding do you want? Do you want it casual? Do you want it romantic? What do you like? Do you have a favorite color? Forget for a moment what's trendy
Yeah.
and make it personal before trendy.
So can you give me maybe an example of how you've worked with a bride that you were able to personalize their event? So maybe they had just kind of a general idea that I want something that's rustic. What does that translate to you?
Well, for instance, Rustic definitely is a more casual look, so that certainly eliminates 50% of the fabrics that you would look at, depending again on the budget. There are many options of furniture. What's become very popular, and I love it, are seating areas, whether you use it for your cocktail hour or you have a reception that is not a seated dinner. And you have couches and
Yeah.
chairs and coffee tables, and even different styles of, you can have a leather coffee table, a sofa, and glass coffee tables. Or you can go the rustic. We have wood barrels that you can turn into
And
coffee
we
tables.
had done a great wedding together where it was kind of more of a rustic theme. There was a pavilion in the ceremony rather, and there were these great wood benches.
The wooden benches.
Yes, for the ceremony,
Yes,
and it was
that's
just kind of like a
always
regular old pavilion.
Right.
But when you added these wood benches,
Wood
it
benches.
really made it feel authentic.
Throw a few accent pillows on it, and it just makes it a little more decorative. But you can, sort of thinking outside the box. Do you need a chair for everybody for the ceremony, so and do the benches instead? So there are definitely lots of different touches you can add to it.
And so, I mean, Select has been doing this for years, right? And so now the event production is on the newer side, right? To the group.
To Select, the production department is probably about 4 years old.
Yeah, and so I know that you and I have produced amazing events. Tell me about maybe one or two events that you have kind of produced that just were fabulous. And just kind of let people know what does that mean to kind of work with a production group. I don't think people understand that.
Well, we've done all sizes of weddings and events, all size budgets.
Yes, I mean the one that I was speaking of, the benches in the pavilion, that was like a $35,000 wedding,
Right,
and then we've done upwards to.
And we've gone out of state and done weddings.
Yeah.
Tent weddings can be fun because
Yeah.
you have to, a tent is so empty.
Yeah.
You start from scratch.
Yeah.
So you transform a tent into a formal ballroom.
And I think that's one of the best parts about your company is that you sell those tents, but you also have those decor pieces to really make that tent pop. And you don't have to go to a separate company, and then you have to, as a planner or a client, have to coordinate between those two companies.
Well, and that's a good point for people in the industry and also for the client, is that you want to minimize your vendors.
Yeah.
It makes it simpler, cost effective, especially at hotels when you're dealing with loading docks. You don't want 10 vendors to appear all at the same time. It can be a nightmare. So
and then are you able to do the production at hotels as well? I know that.
Oh, sure. Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I know that we've worked together and we do a lot of specialty bars.
We do a lot of special bars, and we've done a lot of outside tent events
Yes,
as
we
well.
have.
But the specialty bars are fun, and you can do one, or you can do a huge one. Do big circular center bars are fun. It just depends on your floor plan.
So maybe top 1 or 2 weddings that you've kind of produced over the years. No names have to be
Right.
And they don't have to be mine, by the way. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Okay, we did one that was pretty spectacular, and that was a tent event.
300 people.
Yes.
Big crowd.
I did one last year, which was wonderful, and it's great when you have like a week or two to produce it. And
Yes.
these are tents, because in a hotel, you don't have the luxury of setting up 2 days before.
Right.
Certain tent events, you can go in a week before and you have the time to do it. And there have been 2 events over the last 12 years or so that come to mind, and they were large. One in particular last year was for about 900 guests.
Wow.
And it took me a week to tent the ceiling,
Wow.
all hand pleated. And I
Wow.
believe we used 7,500 yards of fabric.
Oh my gosh.
Just for the one tent.
Oh,
because
we
there were
will have to
several tents.
insert the photo of that wedding when we reproduce this.
So that was a lot of fun. It's always fun, like I said, when you have the time to set
Yeah,
up and you're not under
definitely.
the gun, and you can enjoy the process
Yeah.
and see it from start to finish.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And they're also so lucky to have you, you and your event producers manage this vision from concept to execution. A lot of people have ideas and then they're trying to piece it together there at the very end.
Well,
you know?
and that's what we specialize in.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to let the clients know, that we can take it from start to finish. And once we're hired, sit back, relax, and let's do our job.
So, can you, as a bride who just maybe wants to add a few pieces to her event, is that something that they can do and select? Can they order just a furniture grouping or a?
Oh, I see. There are minimums.
Yeah.
And especially depending on what time of year. But we're open to talking to all brides
Yeah.
and help them. And if we can't help them, we're happy to send them somewhere where they will get what they want.
So tell me just a little bit about what would be maybe your 3 top tips as far as kind of decor. I know it's tough, but if someone was planning a wedding at, let's just say, a hotel facility, what would be maybe the 3 things that you would tell them to look into to taking their receptions to the next level? And we can do kind of a minimum budget and an all-star budget. What would you tell them?
Well, starting at the bottom, I think the 2 most important things, again, if it's within their budgets, are specialty tablecloths and the rental of chairs.
Yes.
Chairs are very important. Clients, brides walk into hotels all the time and they see empty spaces when they're looking for venues, and the first thing they see is the carpet. You never see the carpet. Chairs and tables all fill it up. But you do see the chairs.
That's
You
true.
walk in and you see all the backs of the chairs. So if you can avoid using banquet chairs from the hotels, please do, rent chairs. Beyond that, then I would say specialty bars.
Yes, they are so
A fun bar,
fabulous.
especially because you're doing specialty drinks right now. So you can do a themed bar. And a bar maybe with a few little seating groups around at the minimum
Okay.
really takes it a step above.
All right, and next level, I have a little bit more cash. What am I going to spend it on? Dance floor.
Oh, yes.
Dance floor. That's always on my list.
Yes, lighting.
Lighting.
And lighting and flowers, I can't forget.
And you all do flowers, right?
We do flowers
Yeah,
as
beautiful
well.
Flowers. Beautiful flowers.
We do beautiful flowers. It is there as a service to our clients. They are not necessarily, they don't need to use all our departments.
Yeah.
We work with
But
florists.
it is nice. But it is
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice package. As a producer, and that's a selfish thing for me, that I'm bringing, is that when I'm on site doing the whole event, I like that control
Yeah.
of knowing the flowers are coming in. I've worked with them and having it all coordinated with whatever I've been doing. But I'm working with some wonderful floor slightly, and
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it, yes.
Yeah. So maybe add on dance floors a little bit more money. Top of the charts. What would you
Well,
do?
the drapes.
Yeah. Yes.
The drape does make a difference. If you don't need to drape the whole room, maybe certain backdrops for a band.
Mhm. Or that you set up coolest in maybe the last few years too.
Well, head tables have been sort of scaled down a bit to the sweetheart tables.
Really?
Yes.
I see sweetheart tables, and then I also
Decor.
see kind of like a longer with the entire bridal party, but not, you know, at the top of the room, but maybe in the middle of the room, like a king's table. I think nowadays anything goes, right?
Yeah, and that's what I love about it, is that anything really does go. It's what you are comfortable. This is your evening. Where are you going to be most comfortable, especially when it's being seated for dinner? Do you want to be surrounded by all your family or your friends, or do you just want to be the two of you? And I don't know, maybe it is 50-50 nowadays.
Yeah.
With the sweetheart tables and long tables. Long tables are also very fashionable when you're doing farm table. That's
Right.
So
Yeah.
that sort of comes into play. But it's really what is going to make it really comfortable.
Yeah, and you know, that's what you're so great at, is that you make everyone feel comfortable. So I think that is why people love you. And then, so coming to Select and working with your other event producers, do they kind of get to know the clients in the same way?
Yeah, I think that's really the first step, is to make them comfortable and gain their trust and make sure they understand that we're here to make it fabulous for them. And I like to see my brides relax a little bit and enjoy the process.
Yes.
Because it goes so quickly and there is so much stress and emotion involved. I like to try to be a part of minimizing that.
And you know, you really are so fabulous in the execution department. I mean, as a wedding planner, I love knowing that you're a part of my event because it's going to go smoothly, so.
Thank you. I enjoy what I do. I love it. It's fun.
You
And
definitely
it's all
should.
been very different.
You've got great taste, you've been doing it for so
Thank you.
long, and
Yeah.
you still are sane, so you give me a little hope. Just a little bit of hope.
I appreciate that. Well, I've enjoyed getting to know you.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. It's been a lot of fun. You've produced a lot of great events, and I love that, you know, we can do anything from specialty bar and just dance floor to beautiful treatments on a tent and some chandeliers and you know, custom dance floors and specialty bars, furniture groupings, and I love that I can do a lot, little, and even just
Absolutely.
straight down to the just linens, china, flatware. I still know that I can get it all done with Select. So.
Whatever you do, if you do it tastefully, it works.
I
It's
love
better.
that. I know that you love just giving kind of a general overview of advice to brides in general, because you're just so good. Can you kind of sum it up with us, say, if someone's just engaged, what do they need to kind of do moving forward with their planning?
Well, I think it's a little bit what I just touched on. Obviously, it's the obvious things. You have to find a venue and get your date. And then you have to shop for your vendors. And again, find your vendors that you are most comfortable with, that you've had some recommendations.
We call them wedding professionals.
Yes.
We made a big delineation
Okay.
between
Vendors and wedding professional. But pick them wisely, feel comfortable about being with them. And then trust them to do their job and try to relax and enjoy it, really.
That's right, because
It's a big thing.
if you've chosen professionals, they're going to do a great job,
Yes.
right? And that's what the summit is about, is bringing together the best professionals. And you know, if you've hired professionals, it's
So
going to
you can let them do their job and relax and enjoy it, because you're gonna be just looking back at this period of time and you're gonna wanna smile about it, instead of going, oh, I should have done this, I should have relaxed, I should have had a better time at it.
Exactly. And what are you going to do when you plan your daughter's wedding?
Oh my.
Right around the corner, you never know,
You
right?
never know, you know.
Well, thank you, Kory, so
Thank
much
you.
for coming out today for Wine with Raquel, okay?
Yes, cheers to you.
Amen to that.